Hello, this video is intended to be sort of fun, sort of lighthearted, but also to help you understand the types of questions that you maybe should and should not ask your professor. So, again, this is intended to be pretty lighthearted, but also helpful. So you'll see the list below this, a list of questions that perhaps you should think about before you ask, or just think of a different way to phrase questions. So some of the questions that may not be the best question to ask your professor is, did we do anything important while I was out? Well, I would hope that every class that you do something important. Instead of asking it in this manner, perhaps go to a classmate, ask what you missed, ask if they have notes that you could borrow to catch yourself up, take a look at the syllabus, and then maybe approach the professor and say, I understand that I missed class last Tuesday, and I understand that the syllabus was going to cover X, Y, Z. I'm willing to do this to get myself back on track, and approach it that way. Why do we have to learn this? So that's not really always a horrible question. It's going to, again, depend on the context. So if your class is, and let's look at the example here. If you're studying medical assisting, asking why you have to learn a procedure can be a gateway to a better question, such as a procedure that would be necessary. So again, like in the IT world, why do I need to know subnetting? Good question, and then we can proceed from there and talk about reasons that you might need to know that. Do we need the book? Unless the instructor tells you you do not need the book, I would just assume that you do need the book, right? Also, you can look at the college book website and the course syllabus, and the textbooks should be listed as either required or optional or supplemental. If it says required, it's required. If it says optional or supplemental, then it might be optional or supplemental. How much work do we have to do in the class? All of it, right? When will final grades be posted? There's a calendar out there. There's a course syllabus, and grades will be posted as usually within 1 week of the last grade. How many footnotes or sources do I need? Again, it's probably already specified in the assignment. Do we need to know this for the exam? Well, it depends. I would think that you would want to know as much relevant information about whatever the topic is that you're studying. This one down here, this one doesn't happen as often now that we've moved more into electronic, but it's still good to go to class prepared because you may be doing in-class exercises. Obviously this doesn't really apply for online courses, but when you're in class asking the instructor for stapler, pen, paper, printer, it's not really something that they're probably going to have. Is it okay if I can leave early or go to my club meeting? Certainly. You make the decision about what's a priority in your life and your learning. So I would hope that your course would be worth attending, but again, you make that choice. You're an adult. So can you extend the due date? So this one I have on my list, and that one is probably, I have it at number 10 because that can be a valid question sometimes when there's a major event that you simply can't work around, and you know ahead of time, and you ask the instructor is much more likely to be able to work with you when you contact them ahead of time. The further ahead of time, usually the better. It's when you contact the instructor after you've missed an assignment, especially days and weeks after you've missed assignments, that you say, oh yeah, let me tell you, I had the flu 6 weeks ago and that's why I haven't done any of my work in 6 weeks. Well, that doesn't really cut it. So what you're going to need to do is refer to the syllabus, see what the course policy is on late assignments. Some classes or some instructors may accept late assignments and some do not. So thanks. Again, this was intended to be somewhat lighthearted, but certainly informative and helpful. Thank you.